What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the vlog. It's a little bit of a dull lull in between hatching. We're not quite at the breeding season. We're in the last little window of feeding, and I've been burning through all the rodents in my freezer like crazy. So I'm gonna take you with me. We're gonna go grab one more, hopefully the last restock of rodents for the season until we get into just restocking over the winter just to play it smart. And then after that, we're gonna go to Home Depot. I gotta go get a shelving unit. I need to reorganize some geckos in the living room, get them all in one place. They're just a little spread out too much. It's a little too crazy. We're gonna optimize the gecko space. We're gonna clean up some stuff, get things a little more dialed in, and we're gonna put some lipstick on this pig over here. So stick with me, and that's what we're doing today. For all of my arachnid lovers, my female Mexican red knee has recently decided to spend a lot of time in her burrow. She's filled her water bowl full of dirt. He thinks she's going into a pre-molt. I haven't gotten a molt out of her in like a year, so really nice to see that. She's been eating really well, and her neighbor over here, Brazilian Blue, has been looking mighty fine. So yep, only 2 tarantulas, doing really well. In case you couldn't tell, I'm all over the map. I literally love all sorts of animals, from tarantulas to mantids to cats, tortoises, geckos, frogs, you name it. I literally have all of that stuff, snakes. If I could have a zoo, I would, but California, small apartment, you know how it goes. Rodents acquired. Big shout out to Livingston LLC, local rodent supplier. Always shop local whenever you can. I do a lot of bulk and I can still find local, so no excuses. It's the way to go. Support your local rodent breeder. All right, now that I'm all stocked up on rodents, let me show you exactly the gecko project area that I'm like thinking of just completely overhauling. Pulling it all away from the wall, putting a shelf in, reorganizing and putting it all in one spot. Now that I'm thinking about it though, it's gonna be hard to move the ball python tank by myself because it is full of gravel layer on the bottom. It's a 40-gallon tank. Oh well, we can go get the shelf and then we'll set it up when my wife gets home. All right, this is gonna clean up and replace all of this. All right, it's all done. Got a few snakes up there, the frog, some gecko tanks, one more gecko tank, a little buddy's tank, some storage. And there we have it. Nice and organized, everything in one spot. It took about 45 minutes or so to like set up the whole rack, move things out of the way, get animals moved over and figure it all out. But we got it done. This little room or corner of the room looks really good, and it's logistically set up so that heater is not going to bother anybody in the winter if we use much of it, and everybody should be really solid. But very happy to have that done. Everything in one place means I'm not having to go back and forth all over the place watering stuff. It's all in one place, so much better.
One of the month-old plus little Strophs. The other one's behind the corkwood over there somewhere. And then another clutch that hatched out. I think everybody's hiding still. They're on the backs of the cork back there, but we've got 4 babies hatched currently and some more eggs cooking. It's been a few days since setting up the Gecko and little buddy wall here, slash few new snakes up top, and crested gecko babies are currently in these. We'll see what I end up doing for a baby system. My white frogs are here, and everybody seems to be settled in nicely. It's working quite well. We might start using the heater soon because even though it's not quite winter, we're getting our first real rains. Look at that. As a result of that rain, males in here are starting to cruise, starting to get some males pushing around, knocking their water bowls over, getting really excited. Diamonds are loving the rain. I'm pretty much wrapping up feeding here over the next maybe week or so. So if anybody is kind of using my timeline as a barometer for their season, Halloween is roughly when I stop feeding, depending on weather outside. And this year we had a real mild summer and not much of a fall, and winter seems to be coming early. This dude's cruising too. There's my finger. Gotta do an update on these guys because they've been getting big. The girls down there are getting real big. Fluffy just shed out, and we're obviously going to be trying to breed them again this year. So with any luck, we'll learn some more stuff and make some more progress. Speaking of breeding plans, put together a list of most of the females, and at the time it was females that I want to breed or haven't bred. I left off a few that have bred multiple times. There's one that was young that I left off, but ultimately this list has about 20 pairs of just carpet pythons on it, and then some corn snakes and hogs. So, assuming 2/3 of that goes, we'll have, a dozen or so clutches this year. There's some animals that I'm going to try, but I don't expect much from, so we'll see. But I got to say, I'm really excited to breed jungles, Darwins, more jungles, Reptiles, caramel citrus tiger, more citrus tigers, got a lot of good stuff. Axanthic tigers. What else? What else did I say? So we'll do some coastals, we'll do some jungles, we'll do some Darwins, we'll do a bunch of popwins. We're gonna do more citrus tigers, Reptiles, some cross stuff, corn snakes, hognose. It's gonna be a big year. Easy girl. Fluffy just shed out. It's real good. Love it when she's freshly shed. She's a little hungry. She didn't get a pig last week. She's gonna get a nice big old piglet this week. So we'll call this all the pre-winter prep, but basically I'm feeding a lot of animals, planning for breeding, and getting everybody conditioned. Hello, you. Oh, deep in blue. We are deep in blue. And that is Oracle, 2017 Apodora, U.S. captive born and bred female. Try her again. Got plenty of follicles in her last year and then reabsorption. So, with any luck, we'll get to at least that point again, if not further. Try again. Look at this guy. Just all over the place. Let's take a look at you. I named this guy Mamba because when I got him, much thinner and a feisty dude. Really gonna act like one. He went a little crazy, feeding like a nut, chasing me, flying out the cage. What are you doing, bud? Come here. We want to see ya. Hi. Hey, bud. You're all right? What are you doing? What do you think of all this rain? Bet you're looking for ladies, huh? Not quite. They're still hungry. She would eat you. She would try and eat you still. And that's the big challenge with trying to breed these is if you don't time it right, female's not interested in breeding, she still has food on her mind, you can become a snack real fast. Only happened one time where she grabbed him last year, but I was right there, separated it, corrected it timing wise, and there have been no incidents since. We're gonna keep it that way. These snakes are funny. They're very strong, very powerful, but they're kind of emotional. He's kind of shy at times. I love him. Beautiful iridescence. Big, strong boy. Hi. So as I'm prepping for the last bits of feeding and everything for the winter, I'm sure people are curious, do I put my babies through the same thing? And the answer to that is, yeah, more or less. All the younger animals, all the babies, subadults, grow outs, everybody experiences what I put my adults through. The exception being is I will not let these enclosures get as cold as the adults. The adults and everybody in here will get down to like 70-ish. The diamonds will be as cold as the room will get because they are just on overhead lamps, and if it's gonna get colder by the window where they're at, then so be it. Everybody else will have heat that'll stay on to keep it from dropping below 70, and the babies might have a little more of a cushion. And then essentially I don't feed anybody throughout the winter. I won't feed the adults. They'll be focused on cooling and breeding. The only babies that I do feed during the winter are some of the colubrids, because I'm not going to cycle those, but like if there's some in here that were late starters or got started on rat pinkies that they tend to go through them faster and less substance, and so they need a little more time to catch up to their siblings that are eating on more substantial sort of fuzzies and beyond, kind of more beefier meals. Those animals I might give a meal once or twice throughout the entire winter, but essentially they get the same sort of experience as the adults. In my mind, that prepares them for adulthood if they end up in a breeding rotation somewhere. It also allows their organs a chance to relax. They're not constantly in digestive mode during the winter. It's kind of a natural sort of cycle for them. So I also consider that a bit of enrichment. It's very natural in my mind, and it helps make my life a little easier. A little bit less cleaning and money spending. Although in the winter, I definitely try and stock the freezer. But if anybody was curious, that is kind of how it goes. This year, I'm not going to let things get as cold as last year, because last year we had a few casualties. We're going to aim for 0 casualties this year. All right, we're going to wrap this pre-winter prep video discussion chat showing off what a 5-year difference, 5.5-year difference makes for an Apodora. This is a male. I got him when he could fit in the palm of my hand at the January 2020 Pomona show. Got him from DM Exotics. He's just a little squirt. And yeah, can't say that about him now. I'd say he's every bit of 8 feet at this point, regularly taking extra large rats and bigger with ease. can certainly take bigger, but slow and steady wins the race. He's already plenty big. Looks amazing under these lights. That iridescence really pops. Oh my goodness. He's a workout, but I love him. I love this snake. I love this species. I love this hobby. With that, I'm gonna leave you guys. Thank you for watching the video. Appreciate you all. Go give my sponsor some love, Reptile Husbandry Designs. At checkout, use code RR10 to get you 50 or 10% off at checkout on some of the best 3D printed perches, snake enrichment, and everything else you can need over there from Chris. If you're going to be doing any shipping before the winter closes us out, go to Reptiles Express. Save you some money with code Riley50 at checkout for your shipping labels. That'll get you up to 10 shipping labels, 50% off per customer. That'll get you saving some money. Saving money is good. With the money you save, you can go get yourself a USARK and USARK Florida membership if you aren't currently a member. Strength in numbers matters. You can help strengthen that union as strong as an Apodora. The more people we get, the more influence we can keep going. They're the only lobbying body of folks keeping sort of unjust, sneaky reptile legislation off the books. So they do a lot for us. The least we can do is support them. Speaking of support, if you like what we're doing over here, enjoying seeing the step into full-time reptile breeding and keeping over here, want to join the Discord and the growing community, get early access to babies, discounts year-round, perks, merch, all that good stuff, got a Patreon. It's a growing community. It's a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, dude, you're hilarious. They love seeing all the behind-the-scenes stuff. They get to know about everything that happens early. So check it out. Just Riley Jimison on patreon.com. Come join the fun. All right, let me go see how this guy likes the rain, honestly. Curious.